Hey rower up users, this is a quick video just letting you know how to look at the general report. So here's an athlete that we have rowing a single. I'm going to make it full screen just so that you guys can get a better view of what's going on. So there you have it. That's one of three strokes analyzed. All of our videos try to analyze three strokes. We need that in order to find a good algorithm to figure out where the joints are. In the bottom left, you will have a general timeline for the stroke. It'll show you the time in seconds as it advances, and that'll correlate to all the information that you see in the rest of the screen. So live on the video, you can look and you can see the actual joints and angles that are being measured at that time. Right now, our tool predominantly measures the biomechanical positions in the body. So you can see his forward body angle, you can see his shin angle, and you can also see his hip angle. In the top right, you will see the analysis table that will give you all those numbers in additional format, broken down into finish, catch, and sequence. For finish and catch, these are simple angles that we find are important angles when looking at the stroke. Basically the body angle in the layback position and the forward body angle. You can also see the full extension of the legs in the finish position, and you can find the shin angle for the catch. The sequence graph puts the sequencing that the athlete's doing between legs, body, and arms, or legs, back, and arms, into actual numbers. That percent is looking at the amount of time spent during the course of the drive with each of those movers being activated. This will come into play later on as well. Below the table of numbers, you can see the athlete position. This is a super simple tool that can be wildly helpful. It not only shows the general position of the body in the boat as it goes through the stroke, but it also traces the path of the handle. So you can see this athlete's rowing on the water, and the top part of the light blue line in the athlete position graph is what his handle path does on the drive. The bottom one is what his hand does on the recovery. Many handle paths on the water are all going to look like this sort of airplane wing, but you can use this to say if the movement at the front end or the back end is too much, how an athlete is pulling through the water, or how they're carrying their hands on the recovery. The bottom right section that you can see, that's speed and sequence. It's a really important graph. Based on the stroke style you pick, you might want to determine what this sequence graph should look like. It's corroborated by the data that's up in the table above it, but basically you're seeing velocity curves. It's important to remember that these are velocity curves and not force curves. Okay, rower up only looks at the velocity of the angles moving and of the body. It does not measure force. So the green line is the leg line, the blue line is the back line, and the magenta line is the arm line. The dotted line that follows is the velocity of the handle. All these are really important when looking at a stroke. You can see also that it will live update what the sequencing is in terms of separation on the drive and the recovery. So it reiterates the information that you have up above. It will also give you the live speed in meters per second of each of those body parts and the handle as they're moving. So you can find out as you watch this what the handle's peak speed is through the course of the drive, which is a pretty neat feature. It's also broken down into an X and Y axis. So everything to the left of the white line is the drive, and it's considered positive motion. Everything to the right is considered negative motion on the recovery. This might make more sense to you if you watch a video on the erg, where if it's a static erg, you will see positive motion as being the drive pulling away from the cage, and negative action will be, or negative speed is coming back to the cage. I hope this helps. When you start getting into the sequencing and the separation that you might want to see, it might be really helpful to check out our FAQs. If I back out of this video, you'll see right below there's a section for downloading the video, but also the FAQs below, which can have a ton of additional detailed information on what you might want to look for in the speed and sequencing chart and what different styles might indicate. Hope this helps. Enjoy.